Downtime, I think, is pretty undervalued and underused in a lot of D&D campaigns, and that's because it can be a little bit awkward to fit into your campaign, so a lot of people just don't use it. I would advise not doing that. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do with downtime and a lot of benefits from downtime. One of which is that it helps your players flesh out their characters and kind of bring them to life while pursuing some of their characters' individual goals without holding everyone else's time hostage. Downtime can also help with the immersion for your world and help it make more sense timeline-wise, so that your players aren't going from first level to 20th level in like 3 months in-game time. You add a couple weeks or a month here and there of downtime, and it makes a lot more sense. This also gives you an opportunity if you want changes to happen with NPCs. Maybe the players help an NPC out with getting a business started. When they come back months later, they can see how that NPC has changed. Your bad guys might have more time to level up with the party. Maybe they start out a little bit weaker, but maybe over the last year, they've had a chance to build up their numbers and get a bigger army and not do that Game of Thrones thing where overnight they build an entire fleet. You know, give them a couple months to do that. Now, if you're still wondering how you should incorporate it in there, there's a couple easy methods, and one of the ones that I like to do is just between each story arc, give some downtime. They kill a bad guy, they accomplish some task, give them a week or so in a town. If you can't do your downtime as close to that, maybe you give more than a week. Maybe you give a month of downtime after they complete some story arc. Something that I've started doing in the last campaign that I've been running that has been going very well is I added a little rule where you cannot benefit from a level up until you've spent at least 1 week of downtime. What this does is once the players get enough experience or they've achieved a milestone to where they can level up, they are looking to kind of wrap up loose ends to where they can now take some downtime and they can benefit from their level up. And so the players are now trying to push that. They're not just trying to jump into the next quest. So with this rule, the players are looking for opportunities to kind of pursue their personal goals, take a week of downtime, get some much needed R&R and benefit from that level up, which is nice because before this rule, the players were very much like, once they finished with one quest, they just want to know what the next thing was. The idea of downtime, they just didn't really like. There didn't seem to be much value in it, but since we've started doing it, my players have really enjoyed downtime. I should warn you though that if you start doing downtime pretty regularly, your players, at least one of them will probably want to start a tavern. It seems to happen. So just keep that in mind. As far as the specific activities and what they can do during downtime, the Dungeon Master's Guide and Xanathar's Guide to Everything have a lot of good ideas, and that is a great place to get your start and kind of get an idea of what types of things the players can do and how to run it. Those are a great place to get started, though feel free to kind of break away from that. My players almost never do any of the things on that list anymore, and it's okay. I use that as just like a reference for how much gold they could potentially get, and some of the tables on there I still use, but don't feel constrained like you have to do something from that list. Look at those as more of ideas and suggestions than anything else. Something else I like to do, I know I had talked before about like if it makes sense to only have a week, then only do a week, or if you don't have downtime as often, maybe you do more of it all together like a month. As they get higher level, I like to give more downtime. So if they're, level 12, I'm probably going to give them closer to a month of downtime before the next big thing comes up so that they can really pursue some of those goals. So as far as how to run it and how to go about that, the way I do it, typically each adventure arc takes about 3 sessions to get through. My goal is 3 to 5 sessions to get through. And so about once a month, we have some downtime. During that downtime between arcs when they're leveling up, we don't have a session. We take a week off, typically once a month. During that week off, I take that now time I've gotten back to talk to the players, and I do downtime one-on-one with each of them. Usually it only takes me about 20 minutes to go through downtime with a player. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, but usually they kind of know what they want to do. And sometimes they make it really easy for you, because another cool thing about downtime is sometimes the players will want to do downtime together, which is totally fine. I'm always happy if 2 players want to do downtime together, and it can help create a bond between the players and the characters. And those bonds generally show up in your regular sessions, and it helps increase roleplay. And overall, my players have really enjoyed the addition of downtime as a regular activity in our campaigns. I would highly recommend you trying it out in yours.